Well, good morning, good afternoon, or good evening, whenever you're listening. Welcome back to the Morning Report. My name is Willie Lawson, and this is day 6 of Support Independent Conservative Media Week. You've been here all week. You already know the truth. We're not just up against liars, we're up against liars with billion-dollar budgets. Today, we're talking about money, your money, and where you spend it could be the difference between media freedom or the further decay of our cultural and constitutional foundations. Media is a business. It's always been a business. So that so-called free press, that's some romantic notion pushed in journalism schools where the only thing free is the Wi-Fi. In reality, the press is paid for by somebody. And if you're not the one paying, someone else is. So for decades, conservative audiences funded media outlets that hated them because those outlets were the only ones available. ABC, NBC, CBS. For most of my life, those were the three networks. And then in the 80s, here comes CNN, which knew that they couldn't be much unlike ABC, CBS, or NBC. So here comes CNN. Brought to you by Pfizer. Brought to you by the big tech company. I mean, the big pharma companies. And then later, the big tech companies. And then, you know what? Later, the multinational corporations who fund one worldview, theirs. So ever wonder why every major news network never questions the source of a global health scare? Nobody says, I wonder what this is all about and who's behind. They never do. They all just go along every single time. That a lot of times, if you watch ABC, NBC, CBS, MSNBC, Fox News, whomever, see, this is what I always wondered about. They all have the same commercials. You ever notice that? You ever notice they all have the same commercials? They all have the same drug commercials. They all have the same tech commercials. They all have the same car commercials, which means they're being all being funded by the same people. But all being funded by the same people. You have you noticed that what you never see on ABC, NBC, CBS, CNN, MSNBC is a MetaShare commercial? You never see a MetaShare commercial. You never do. You never see a commercial like that ever. It's always, I mean, Coke, Pepsi, Ford, you name it. The drug commercials are completely out of hand. Those 4-minute commercials that have the 45-second disclaimers at the end of all the side effects. Have you noticed that? And that's on every major network because all of these networks out there are being funded by exactly the same people. And they never push back on things like climate change or greedy corporations, but never the policies of the current administration, no, of the Biden administration. They never push back against those because their advertisers don't want them to. We live in a world where even the appearance of dissent will get you pulled. It'll get your video demonetized or your bank account mysteriously flagged for review. That's not journalism. That's corporate propaganda. And you're paying for it unless you choose to do something else. Okay, now let's flip the coin. While mainstream media drinks from the golden goblets, independent conservative creators are out here with a Dixie cup and a drink. You know, we're not backed by pharmaceutical conglomerates. We're not getting checks from Soros funded nonprofits. We don't have tech giants pushing our content to the top of your feed. What do we have? You. But here's the honest truth: most audiences don't realize how fragile independent media is. Your favorite podcast, your go to live stream, that Substack that you rely on every morning, one bad month, one broken piece of equipment, one canceled payment that could be gone. And then who wins? Well, not you, not your family, not your community, only the system. It's funny when I started all this way back in 2008, my friend Eric Odom was working for Liberty News, or actually Grassfire Nation. And we were talking about the Don't Go movement, hoping to get Congress, the House of Representatives, to actually vote on a bill called the American Energy Act. Well, this is old school stuff here, right? The American Energy Act, because this was going to fund drilling. This was going to fund all the stuff that the left said they cared about. Couldn't get them to do it. So we own Twitter, and so we're on Blog Talk Radio, and we're talking about this, and people are calling in saying that we're getting a check from Shell and we're getting a check from BP and all these oil companies, and we laughed because the fact of the matter is that if we were getting a check from them, we would have taken it. We were all paying for our Blog Talk Radio subscriptions ourselves out of our own pockets. All the equipment that we had was either begged, borrowed, or stolen, borrowed, or being paid for by ourselves. All of it. What we weren't getting was any money from any major anything. When I took the Willie Lawson show to terrestrial radio, after sort of being maybe I misunderstood, sort of being promised that it would be pretty easy to get sponsorship for the program, it was not. And a lot of the payment for that brokered program came out of my own checking account. Not even the radio station that I was doing the thing for. They didn't sell any advertising to help me pay for my hour in my slot. Not at all. I was responsible for the whole thing. No big companies, no help. But I learned early the cavalry was not coming. And for a lot of your independent conservative media that's out here on YouTube, on Rumble, on Substack, on X, what we know is for sure that the cavalry is not coming. They're not. Unless we're doing some ridiculous TikTok BS, the cavalry is not coming. Unless we're going to buy product first to hopefully sell some in the TikTok shop, cavalry is not coming. Oh yeah, you got to buy the stuff first. They don't, to get started, they just don't send you stuff and you talk about it. No, you actually have to buy it. Then you can talk about it. And then maybe if people buy it, then they'll give you some money. But if you're a independent conservative, good luck. Cavalry's not coming. So the only people that win in this current iteration is the system. See you only, folks.
Well, good morning. I want to talk to you a little bit about a situation that we're in currently. Um, if you know something about Google, if you know something about YouTube, you know that a lot of people, a lot of folks who do what we do, are able to finance some of what they do through YouTube and through monetization of videos and the like. Well, in order to do that, you have to have something called an AdSense account. And I, like a lot of other conservatives, are experiencing trouble with their AdSense account. Their AdSense accounts are being suspended for little or no reason, which makes it impossible to to monetize videos. I'd like to think that I'm the only one and everyone's trying to get me, but people like Steven Crowder and Prager Videos are experiencing a lot of the same kind of problems. So we are left with asking you to help us other ways. Both of those entities are asking for help in other ways, and so am I. You can go and this is a picture of the fightbackmedia.com website. Um, and right under that video, there's a black button. There's a little button that says donate. Um, we would do well if we could manage to raise just $20 a day. $20 a day. It's a seemingly very small amount of money, but we're talking about $20 a day is $140 a week, $240, $560 a month to keep this going down. You know what? In a way that and make it so no one's ever seen anything like it. So $20 a day will make the difference. So if you'll do that for us, if you'll go to www.fightback.com and click the donate button in my picture, I would truly appreciate it. Thank you so much. Till we see you again, go out there, love someone, learn something, love somebody, and for goodness sakes, take care of yourself. We'll see you when we see you. Bye bye now.
Conversation to be wide-ranging, to cover a range of topics of mutual interest, everything from COVID-19 and our efforts to address the global pandemic to regional security.
What did you say?
To address the global pandemic. Global pandemic. Pandemic. Global pandemic.
In a glass case of emotion! Boy, that escalated quickly.
Global pandemic. Pandemic.
All right, let's cut through the fluff. Every dollar you spend is a vote. If you support small businesses, which you should, you're voting against global supply chains. If you donate to local media, you're voting against centralized cookie cutter newsrooms. If you back creators like us on Patreon or buy from sponsors like the Mammoth Marketplace or 7 Weeks Coffee, you're voting for freedom. People love to say stuff like, I support what you do. And I remember a lot of pat when I was running for office, lots of pats on the back, not many checks written. But supporting isn't a feeling. It's a transaction. You can like free speech all day long, but if your money is going to Comcast, Disney Plus, Amazon Prime, you're not funding freedom. You're basically funding your own silence. If you want to change the country, start with where your money goes. You know, the Bible says that wherever your treasure is, there so is your heart. I ain't yelling at you. I'm just saying.
Dr. Fauci, do you agree with Randy Weingarten, the head of the largest teachers union in the country, who came out yesterday and said, yes, teachers should be vaccinated inside schools? Do you think they should be mandated to be vaccinated?
Yeah, I'm going to upset some people on this, but I think we should. I mean, we are in a critical situation now. We've had 615,000 plus deaths, and we are in a major surge now as we're going into the fall, into the school season. This is very serious business. You would wish that people would see why it's so important to get vaccinated. But you're not going to get mandates centrally from the federal government. But when you're talking about local mandates, mandates for schools, for teachers, for universities, for colleges, I'm sorry. I mean, I know people must like to have their individual freedom and not be told to do something. But I think we're in such a serious situation now that under certain circumstances, mandates should be done.
Now, here's a challenge, though, and it is a challenge. We've been trained to act like consumers, not citizens. We've been trained to, if we want something, we buy it. If it makes us feel more comfortable, we buy it. If it makes us feel happy, even if for a short term, we buy it. If we think that somehow it's going to make us healthier or look prettier or make our breath smell better, we buy it. We don't even care where it comes from. We don't even care where it comes from. As long as we can afford the monthly payment, this is what we've been trained. As long as we can afford the monthly payment, we say yes. The system doesn't want you to invest in your values. Like most of us, not all of us, strangely enough, care a lot about, child labor laws in China. We think what they're doing is terrible. But you know what? This mouse came from China. So do these headphones. What that microphone? Let's see if my favorite coffee cup came from China. My guess is that it did. Yep. So the system doesn't want us to invest. I'll forget my cell phone. Yeah. It's an LG. Of course it did. The system doesn't want us to invest in our values. It wants to stream. It wants you to stream, scroll, and shut up and pay. But conservative values like faith, family, liberty, freedom require action. You can't fight this cultural war by being passive. You can't win by consuming more of their garbage and expecting it to change you. Supporting independent media isn't charity. It's strategy. You're not helping out a creator. You're building a platform where your views are heard, where your community is represented, where your beliefs aren't just tolerated, they're actually celebrated. This week isn't just about Fight Back Media. It's about all of us. Not just about me. Not just about what Paul and I are trying to do here. It's about all of us.
You voted in the election in January of last year?
The presidential, yeah.
And did you register?
No, I wasn't registered either.
Are you registered now?
Oh, I never filled anything out, no.
Okay, then I can't see how you can vote because you're not registered.
Remember, I do remember him.
Okay.
Remember, we was allowing anyone to come in.
We was allowing anybody to come in, and they say
Presidential.
Yeah, during the agenda, they just let us.
Okay. I'll let you fill out a ballot now. Whether or not it's going to be, they're going to count it, I don't know.
But I don't know if it works because I'm an
does work.
But I'm an Irish citizen. I'm not.
It doesn't matter. I mean, you have some citizenship here?
With the work visa, yeah.
Listen, we'll let you do it. They'll figure that out.
The brand new one, yeah. There's no many new ones, just so you know.
Okay, so here's my challenge to you. Become a monthly donor. Go to our Patreon, patreon.com/morning report. Buy from our sponsors. Mammoth Marketplace, 7 Weeks Coffee. If you're local, get your flowers from Blooming Days Flower Shop. Blooming Days Flower Shop. Share our content like it's your mission, because it is. Tell 5 people about your favorite independent media outlets, whether it's me, whether it's Paul, whether it's April, whether whomever. Let's not pretend we're powerless anymore. Let's not wait until we're down to one voice broadcasting from a basement. Let's fund the fight before it's too late. This has been the Morning Report, day 6 of support independent conservative media. My name is Willie Lawson, and remember, every dollar is a vote. Make yours count.